Hello everyone, I am Prashant Nandam. Welcome back to our channel. Today, as a part of our AWS Masterclass series, we will be continuing our sessions. And the last session we have completed introduction to VPC and how to create VPC, how to create subnets, how to create route tables, and what are route table, what is subnet, and what is VPC. In addition to that, we have also seen internet gateway, NAT gateway, and use of NAT gateway, and what is elastic IP, and why we use security groups. These all are included in session 4, and if you haven't watched it, kindly watch session 4 before moving to session 5, which is introduction to AMI. Today we'll be covering core concept of AMI, and we will also see how to create a EC2 instance and Linux instance on Windows and Linux, and we'll also try to create a custom AMI. To begin with, just let me give an overview. First, we will be discussing about AMI. What is AMI? AMI is Amazon Mission Image. Okay, the full form of AMI is Amazon Mission Image, and it is a template. It is a template which is used to create an EC2 instance. Hope you got it. And it also contains the information required to launch an instance. What is AMI? AMI is a Amazon Mission Image, and why it is used? It is used to create a EC2 instance, and what it contains. The AMI contains the information required to launch an EC2 instance. It includes operating system, and if you want any application server, that also we can do application server, and root volumes, volume EBS volumes, those also we can see. Let's say block device mapping, this all we can see. And now we came to know what is an AMI and what it contains. And the users of using AMIs, we can deploy, assume we have created a EC2 instance, and we have installed an Nginx server or any particular application on that. Sorry, and we can launch an identical server images across our environment, like a dev, prod, staging. How? By use of these AMIs, we can repeatable deployment, we can say repeatable deployment. And the second thing why we use for fast provisioning, we can deploy or provision a VM in very fast way. And backup and distribution is like you all know, I believe. And we can also create a custom AMI as discussed. If we have any data, or if we have any application installed, with the help of AMI we can create a same image, I mean same instance, without without spending too much of time. And we can also have options to create same OS as well. Let's get into our demo. And to create an AMI, or if you want to launch an AMI, or if you want to know anything about AMI, just search for AMI in this search bar, and you can see here AMIs for EC2. Let's see AMI catalog. If you click here, see here we can see all the available AMIs, and we have Amazon provided AMIs as well. This is the AWS market space, and these are community AMI. And if you have any our own created by us, then we can see them here. We have Amazon provided AMIs and marketplace AMIs and community AMIs. Okay, and these are like Amazon AMIs are maintained by the AWS itself, and they have Amazon Linux OS, and if you see here, these all are Amazon one. And in the marketplace, we have servers which are provided by vendors, we can say, like vendor images, and which includes fees or licensing something. These all are available here. And community, we can see them here, shared by our community users or something, like we can share our AMIs, or we can see all of these things. So this is how we will see AMIs, and these are a quick start, like it will be a plain OS, fresh OS. Okay, and the best practice to select an AMI is like you have to know what OS you required and what OS you wanted to run your application. Based on that, you can proceed. So if let's get into our demo part, let's create a uh, I mean let's create an EC2 instance and see how it goes. So as of now, I believe you understood what is AMI and what are the types of AMIs. AMI is Amazon Mission Image, and AMI is used to launch an EC2 instance. As of now, you remember these things. It is more than enough. And quick start is like the AMIs available here are plain OS, and it will be like when you create a fresh OS, similar way it will be. And so let's create an EC2 instance and see. To do that, first we need to have a VPC. I hope you all aware of the VPC. If not, please watch our video on VPC. You'll get to know more on that. And to create a VPC, first you have to click on VPC, and you can select region based on your nearest location. Click on create VPC. We just create only VPC for now, and test VPC. Let's give it as a test VPC. And CIDR block, just let's go with 10.0.0./16. Let's leave everything as it is and create a VPC. VPC has been created, and let's create subnets for this. Subnet, we have to select our VPC, the one which we recently created, and we can give name as public subnet test hyphen public hyphen subnet. And availability zone, let's create our, and this is our CIDR block. This is will be our subnet CIDR block 10.0.0.0 slash, let's have 256. Yeah, and now let's create private subnet as well. Test hyphen private hyphen subnet. Let's select the same availability zone, and now 10.0 dot. Let's do one more thing. If not, we'll select this 2.0, and let's this as 1.0. Okay, now we can create both public subnet and private subnet. Both subnets has been created. Now we need an internet gateway. Hope you all know why we need an internet gateway. Internet gateway, create an internet gateway to get internet to our mission. Test hyphen internet gateway, and assign it to attach to our VPC. Select the VPC which we created, and attach internet gateway. Cool, wonderful, we have done. Now let's go to root tables and let's create only public root table, because we are not going to create any VPC in private. Public root table hyphen public subnet, and let's select our VPC and let's click on create. Our root table will be created, and subnet association, add our public subnet and save association. Now then add root tables, edit routes, click edit routes and add route. We need to allow internet, from where we are getting internet gateway. Let's select the internet gateway which we recently created and save route. Is this the one we created? Yeah, wonderful, we are done with this. And we also need a security group to launch an EC2 instance, so better create that as well now itself. EC2, this one we need. Let's click on create security group, give name as same, test security group, and then description or demo. Select the VPC which we are creating, and now inbound rules we can let's add it now itself. We need SSH to get into that mission, and it is from anywhere. We can select source anywhere, and then SSH. Then for Windows we need RDP, remote desktop. This is also from anywhere for a moment. And then we have HTTP to allow. Cool, we are done with inbound, and I hope this is not required. Okay, let it be, no worries. Of outbound we are allowing all, so that's great. Let's create security group. Our security group is also created. Now what we have to do, we need to create a EC2 instance, so that you can understand how to launch the AMIs. Click on launch instance, give name as test-ec2 hyphen let's create Linux one first. See, these are the AMIs which we are discussing. Okay, here you can see Amazon Linux, AWS, it was provided by AWS and Mac OS, everything you can see here, and you can search from the marketplace as well here. Now let's go with the Ubuntu. I have selected Ubuntu, and this is free tier. Ubuntu server 24.4 I'm going with, and here if you see 22.micro, it is a free tier eligible one, so I'm going with that. You can verify how many CPUs, how many RAM, everything can be seen here. Key pair, this is the important thing. Key pair, what is key pair? Key pair is a key which will allow you to access the EC2 instance after creating. So let's name it as test-key pair. We'll be accessing it from putty, so let's set it as putty and create key pair. Once you click on create key pair, it will be downloaded into your mission. Okay, in this VPC settings, click edit everything will be default, so change it to one we have created. And we need public IP to access that machine, so we are enabling. We are selecting existing security group. This is our security group, and this you can leave as it is. Now this is the AMI image which we are selecting, and this here we can see AMI image details, what server and what volumes we are selecting, and here we can see the instance type. Okay, we are launching the instance. Let's go here, verify for a moment. Instance state is pending. Let's wait, it will check for two checkings will go on. Let me show you. Instance status check, it will check. See, it is initializing, and once instance status check is done, we'll try to access it. Before that, I'll also show you how to take custom image, AMI, everything once it is up. Here you can see create template from instance, create image. If you click on create image, it will create a image for your EC2 instance, the AMI which you are using. It will create that snapshot. If you click on template for instance, it will create complete OS related information also, it will capture. It's still checking. Let's see if we can connect. Instance is not in public subnet. Huh? What happened? Shit. We created in private subnet. That's what the mistake we did. So we cannot access it outside of our network. So let's delete. Demo EC2 Linux, and we are selecting Ubuntu. We are selecting the same key pair, and we are selecting our custom VPC. Here it should be public subnet, not private, and then we have to enable the public IP to access our machine and select our security group which we recently created. Once everything is done, click on launch instance, go to instance, we terminated this EC2 because unfortunately I created it in private subnet, so I recreated it in public subnet here again. Meanwhile, let me show you. To create an image, if you click here, create image, it will ask for an image, test-AMI, and image description optional. This is the volume which was on the our EC2 machine instance. Doing create a snapshot of each volume. See, it is telling it will create a snapshot of the above volumes, and if you click on create image, it will create our image here. Currently creating AMI from instance. See, This is our AMI, our custom API, or we can say. Now if you want to create an instance directly from this AMI with the same applications and everything, you just select on that and launch instance from AMI. Click on this. It will directly select that AMI here and just provide these details again, and the AMI will be created along with the details which the AMI has, from which instance we have taken the details it will be have, and we will create from that. Now let's connect to the EC2. To connect to this EC2, we need a public IP of this EC2 instance. Let's click on this instance and copy the public IP. Let me open putty from my, and let me give the IP, and we need to provide the key here. Connection refused. Okay. See, we have connected to this mission. If you see here who, it will give you the response and host name, everything. So let's verify why we are unable to connect from the putty. What is our public IP? 3.46. See, we just verified our port is available, so just clicking on it, connect. We need our username details. For that, we can verify here. Username is Ubuntu. Cool. We are, see, this is how we will access. What we did, we created EC2 instance with our custom VPC, and we have accessed it from my local machine, and I have also shown you how we access from the AWS console itself. Okay, now I will show you one thing. If I do ls, I won't be having anything here. So what I'll do, I'll create a directory. If I do ls, I have mkdir pr and touch groove.txt, thor.txt, thonos.txt, and I'll, if I do ls, now I have multiple. So let me exit this. And now if you see here, what I'll do, I'll take a snapshot of this image, create image. Let me change this as custom image. That's okay. See, now I'm creating an EC2. I have created AMI, right? From this, now I'll launch an EC2 instance. I'll give EC2 second. AMI is already selected. Key pair, I'll select our key pair, and let's verify this VPC. VPC is selecting default, so I'm changing back to our one, and we need public IP. Select existing secret group. We created, selected everything. Now I'll launch instance here. Now see what happens. It cannot be run. Okay, it's just because AMI is still trying to take. AMI is not yet generated. Diagnose with Amazon. AMI 0 is pending and cannot be run. Let's go to AMI. Let's see which state it is. See, it is in pending state. That is why we are unable to. Let's wait till it get available and then we'll create. We'll try generating again. See, now both shows available. Let's retry. It will get succeeded now. See, instance launch succeed. Now we are in EC2 second mission. This is our public IP. Let's connect from here itself. We just need to verify. I'll show you what it contains. Let's wait till it get into running state. We created this with AMI, which our EC2 instance has. This instance, we used this instance AMI to create the third EC2 instance. Okay, this instance, we use this AMI to create this EC2-2 instance, and now we are connecting this EC2 instance to see whether the files which you created are also created or not. Connect. Let's click connect. We'll get our window. Wonderful. Now if I do ls, I have snap. Let me go to snap. If I do ls, which path we created, that matters now. Let me connect to this mission, then we can see. Very good. That is why we are unable to cd home ls. See, this is what happens when we use our AMI. EC2 mission is also having root pr thought.txt, and demo EC2 Linux is also having the same files. PR is a directory, it is also directory. So this is how we use AMI to create instance. custom AMIs we can call. Or see now how much time it taken. Initially we created we selected AMI and then we launched instance, then we created a files. Now when we created a image AMI image from our existing mission, and when we use that AMI image to launch an instance, everything captured and all the files are available in the new mission as well. So this will reduce our time, and this is how we use custom AMIs. Hope you understood how we connect to EC2 instance by using PuTTY from our local mission and with the AWS console, and how we create everything you have understood, I believe. So this is how AMI is about. Now let's create Windows mission and let me show you how it works. Meanwhile, I'll terminate all these missions just to avoid cost. Okay, it will shut down and terminate. Now what we'll do, we'll create, let's see how to create a Windows mission. Let's give same test-wind for Windows, and you can select Microsoft one. See, free tier is eligible, and this is also free tier. No, I'll go with free tier here. This is fine. I have selected Windows 2019 base, and it is free tier eligible, and this is also free tier eligible. And keep here we have to create a new one. Why? Because the one which we created is for Linux. So let's create this keep here, win keep here, pem open search. Let's create keep here. It will download in our mission. Wonderful. Now same again, we have created VPC, right? Changes, let's make it as public subnet and get public IP. Let's select our existing security group. These all are fine. Let's launch instance. It will select instance state and everything. Once it is done, we can connect to our mission. It's in running state. The SSM wasn't able to connect SSM RDP client. Okay, download this one and open this thing. Let's connect. We can directly connect, and we need to provide password. This is a fleet manager, like instead of using RDP, we can directly configure fleet manager, and we can install SSM agent in this mission, and we can connect directly from this fleet manager itself. And for that we need SSM agent uh, powered on state. I mean, it should be running state, then only we can connect. We'll also cover this in our later videos. For now, we'll see what is AMI, how to create Linux mission, and how to connect it, and how to launch a Linux mission from the existing AMI, and then we'll see how to create a Windows mission, and how to launch, how to connect. Wonderful. This is how we connect to Windows missions via RDP. See, We can also select our custom passwords, but we need to get into it, right? So that's the reason. We can also write our policies while creating EC2 instance, and for this password, user details, everything. But for testing purpose, I just decrypted the password and just trying to show you how it works. Wonderful. Our mission is set up. This is how we create Windows mission and how we can connect to it. Cool. If you see 189.22.24 Windows mission 189.224 192.4. That's it. This is how we create instance and we launch. Hope you enjoyed the video and you understood how we create EC2 missions and what is AMI, everything. Just a recap. AMIs are used to create a instance, EC2 instance, and in AMI we have marketplace AMIs, Amazon managed and shared AMIs, and you can select AMIs from the websites. Okay, and later what we did, we created VPC. Why we created VPC? Because to launch any instance we need an VPC. So we created our custom VPC and we created public subnet and private subnet, and then we created internet gateway and attached it to our VPC. Then we created route tables. We just created public route tables, and for public route table we allowed internet gateway and we assigned public subnet here. Okay, this is what we did in the VPC side, and after that we are into security groups. Why we need security group? For inbound and outbound rules. For inbound we allowed 80 RDP. This 3389 is required to RDP sessions. Now if you see, we connected to a Windows EC2 instance which is in AWS via RDP from our local machine. That is happened because this port is allowed. And earlier for Linux machine also we have connected via PuTTY from our local machines. How it worked? Because SSH22 port is allowed. That's why it worked. And outbound we allowed any. And later we created EC2 instance. We selected the our own subnets and everything. Hope you understood. Let me remove this as well. It's delete instance, and then AMI also. Let me delete. We do not require them now. Cool. Both have been gone. So by this I conclude in this video we have seen what is AMI, why we use types of AMIs and how to select AMI. Later we have seen EC2 instance and how to create EC2 instance on Windows and EC2 instance on Linux and how to create custom AMI image. This we seen from Linux mission, and we also seen how to connect to this EC2 instance. That's it from my end. I kindly request you to watch and subscribe to our channel for more videos and share this channel information to your friends or colleagues or someone who is interested in learning DevOps. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.